First quarter of play, no score between these two teams. Brick Township and Jackson Township. Both teams had opportunities to score. Neither team could do it. Dave and I will be back with the second quarter right after this. We are back at Brick Township High School. There you can see the story. The second quarter just about ready to begin. Jackson and Brick Township locked in a 0-0 struggle. Very even first quarter, though. I think statistically, Dave, even in just about every area, I know in terms of corner kicks, it was 1-1, and saves 1-1, and there you can see the shots there.
Shots 3-3. I don't know about fouls, but I'm sure they're even too.
Not too many.
You know, and just a very well-played match thus far. I think all the boys on the field realize the importance of this match. They want it to be decided on soccer skills and not on anything else. So they're out playing.
Well, Brick will kick it off. And here we go, second quarter action underway. Again, Jackson wearing the red, Brick in the white. That's Facette, young fan down near our field microphone. Here comes Servino. Servino, nice pass too. And he's taken down, but a good hard tackle. Definitely no foul on that one. And Joe Zielinski couldn't quite catch up with it, runs into touch. Servino almost kicks it up into our press box.
Do we get to keep those if they come up, Bob?
As long as Jim Rochford's not still with us.
Souvenir ball from Brick Township. I'd love to have one of those.
Nice green and white. Washington, almost dangerous play. Played across the field. And that was number 10, Andy Weinstein, poked it out. That was number 7, Tybalt. They've got away with it a little bit. Kind of miskicked it and managed to keep up with it. That could have been a problem.
They got lucky there. Almost a horrible mistake.
Lafredo. Tough ball to handle, but chested down. That's Kearns on the left side. He's being marked there by number 11, Facette. And that's a foul called against Jackson, a trip. So the Green Dragons, with 18:04 showing on the clock, come up with the free kick just outside the 18. And they flight it inside. And here comes Tybalt. And number 1, Longobardi, knocked it off of the foot of Tybalt. You heard Bill Carroll say white ball. Oh, good shot and smothered. Again, as you said, Dave, excellent goalkeeping. That was Gillis that time for Jackson.
That was a dangerous shot. The keeper was screened a bit, and it was just heading for that far post. So
just hooking away. I don't think it would have gone in, but had it gotten past Gillis, there was a outside left for Brick bearing down on it. Sepsic plays it onto the foot of Longobardi. And that's going to be a trip against number 8, Mickey Washington. Ran up the back there of Dan Mellett. So let's see what Lafredo can do with this free kick. And he pulls it away from the post. And referee Joe Rebecki says handball in the box. It'll be a free kick for Jackson.
Bob, I'm real impressed with the way Brick seems to find the open space and put the ball there just in time for one of their own players to come onto it. They're just really moving the ball around very well, filling up open spaces and creating a lot of good offense.
On the restarts, you're a soccer sap, as they say, with good knowledge of the sport. Why on these restarts the teams not ever play? Very rarely do you see them play it short. They're always going for the first one, flighting it inside. There's plenty of room down the right side for Brick, I think, to play it short, try to pull the defense out, and then knock it across.
I tend to agree with you. I think it'd be real nice to try that every now and again. I think there tends to be a touchdown attitude that you're that close, let's give it a shot and try and go for the long one.
Yeah. Very rarely do you see the teams go with the short one. And normally it's a one-on-one situation. You would expect your offensive player to be able to beat one defender.
Notice in a lot of college matches you'll see that. They will go with the short one, and very often with very good results. This should be an interesting play here.
Different situation here. You're just at the 18. Good time to test the keeper, particularly if you have someone who can bend the ball.
I think we have an indirect here, Bob.
Okay, indirect, so it has to be touched by 2 players before it can go in. Looks like Lafredo will do the touching, and number 16, Mellett, is going to fire it unless they play it all the way across. And they're going to stop it. Move the wall back. You must be 10 yards away. It's funny, high school, college, professional players, they can't measure once it's a defensive wall. Here we go, and the shot miss hit. All of a sudden, 10 yards becomes a tough measurement for anybody to figure out. Sometimes they think 3 yards is 10 yards. Jackson, go ahead.
I'm always amazed that when the games are played on football fields and you've got the 5-yard stripes going across the field.
That's right.
They still have trouble with it.
Hugh Miller, right side, cuts it across. And shanked the break for Brick. Servino almost fanned on it. Oh, and they just hit it into the side netting. Hugh Miller with a good cross, and Servino tried to volley it out. It went off the side of his foot. And it was number 18, Sean Lewis, knocking it into the side netting.
Another substitution for Jackson. Number 8, Mickey Washington, goes out. He's replaced by 23, Tommy Andrews, comes back in.
.30 left. First half, no score. Nice move by number 15, Santaguida. But Brick can't capitalize on the good move. They knock it into touch. Jackson will have the throw in far side. Looks like number 10, Andy Weinstein. Palmer up high to head that one out. A little contact, definitely a foul there. That'll be a free kick for Brick. Number 18 for Jackson, Sean Lewis. Climbing the back, Joe Rebecca, the official, right on it. Little hitch kick by Mike Tybal. Cleared it out. And now Brick looks to throw it down the left side. I think they'll get a rethrow on that one. It never did come in play. So Kearns will get a second chance with 12:15 showing on the clock in the first half. I think he did it again. You don't see that happen too often. 0 for 2.
I always find that interesting, too, that you could foul throw by lifting your foot up, but get the ball in play, and you lose the ball. But if you 3 or 4 times just don't get it in play, you get a do-over.
Yeah, that is the legal name for it, right? A do-over?
A do-over.
Hugh Miller has been quiet so far this afternoon. And Hugh Miller mistraps it.
Owing more, I think, to the defense of the Green Dragons than any fault of his own. They defended him very well in the back.
He hasn't had too many touches out here on the wing. Be interesting to see if Coach Dave Costa moves him inside or tries to Mike Cossett tries to change the position around. I'm real good on the first names this afternoon. That's another area I think you see more and more of, Dave, in the high school ranks. The coaches are really improving in terms of tactics. They'll move their guys around.
Put them where they're going to be the most benefit to them, to the team.
Good ball up the left side. And a hustling Scott Servino beats Hugh Miller to the ball, knocks it out.
Hugh Miller wastes no time getting that ball back in play. Smart move on his part.
Isaacson played it back, tripping is Tybal. And Brick looked to counterattack. But now you can see the Jackson defenders moving up into the attack a little more. Everybody's onside. Watch out here. And that's in the back of the net. Let's wait and see. It looks like the goal will stand. They got it to a sprinting Tommy Andrews. He really didn't get a good shot off. And somehow the ball went in the back of the net. Actually, I think the Brick defender couldn't quite catch it. I think he was the last one to touch it.
He was giving it his best effort, but I think the Brick defenders might have kind of felt that they had him offsides. And rather than play through the whistle, they just kind of slowed down a little bit, and it hurt him.
Well, let's take a look at it here. A real break, I think, Dave, actually, for Jackson, because Brick almost caught up with it, but Jackson leads it 1-0.
And it just sort of rolled past someone. It was just an unlucky break, as you say.
So we'll give the goal to Tommy Andrews at 9:35 of the second quarter. Jackson leading it 1-0. Brick went with the offside trap, and Joe Rebecki was right on it, and in his judgment they were onsides at the time of the touch, the time of the pass, and very often that's the case. The players move up. If you have one guy just a little late on that trap, you're in trouble.
I think you're going to see a different Jackson team from here on in.
I think they look a little more aggressive in the second quarter. They've moved their midfielders and defenders up. They're giving a little less space in the midfield in that opening quarter. Brick just owned the midfield area. Tybal heads it out. And the shot was taken, but way off the mark. Brick with another substitution. It's number 4, Howie Buell. And he replaces number 1, Longobardi. So Rich Finnerty mixes it up. He uses a lot of players. That's a handball. 9:26 left in this quarter. Jackson 1, Brick 0. Lafredo gets it outside. And that's an offside called against Jackson.
It's Hugh Miller again.
This is Gilligan. Left foot drives it well past midfield, almost a three-quarter field. That's a heck of a way to start your offense, particularly when you hit a line drive like that.
And that back for Jackson just made a great play. If he shanks that or if he misses it, it's a goal for Brick.
Well, instead it's a throw-in for the Dragons. Number 7, Sepsic, will take it. And cleared out by Tybal. Sepsic runs it down. They played it back to try to get the ball settled down, but given away by Brick. So now it's Jackson's turn at midfield. .750 left. Opening half. Jackson leading it 1-0. Tommy Andrews scoring 9:35 of the second quarter. Long throw. And it goes off of the back of Andrews, and that's a break because had Andrews ducked and let it fall in front of him, that could have been dangerous. And I'm sure that's what Gilligan's saying right there. Hey, let's mark him up. Number 23, Tommy Andrews, Dave, playing the striker position. I think he's a big, strong kid in there, and I'm sure he can move some bodies and bump the defenders off the ball.
Imagine he'd make the goalkeeper blink a couple times and came bearing down on him pretty hard, too.
There he is, number 23. He's being marked right now by number 15, Santaguida. Here comes the corner, and cleared out by Farnsworth. And you can see the Brick defense really hustling out. I like to see that. They look real good on that. They forced the Jackson forwards to come back, and the Jackson midfielder just played it easily into the hands of Gilligan. Sean Lewis plays it wide. Andrews, little bump on the back of number 15, Santaguida, but Steve keeps control. Here comes 13, Zielinski. Nice ball, good build up here. They'll play it wide.
That was nice, Bob.
Advancing the ball well. They try to go with the 1-2. And the attack breaks down. Comes a point when you build up like that, Dave, that somebody has to control the ball and take on a defender. You can't just continually walk it down the field. You need 3 or 4 passes, then you have to go right at them.
The build-up for Brick occurred by people moving into open space from the back. And you could see how it was, they were trying to develop it. They just a little miss kick down here and it was all over for them. But it was building up very nicely. But you're right. Once you get down deep in that offensive third, you have to take somebody on and push the ball toward the goal.
Take one out, that forces another defender to come at you, and that's when you give it off.
Somebody's bound to be open at that point.
Zielinski, good square ball right onto the foot of Sepsic. And again, you see the buildup, but that time the pass off the mark, intercepted by Clark. And they play it long. That one's going to be a little too long. Tried to get it onto the foot of Mellett, but handled easily by Chris Gillis. 4 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson 1, Brick nothing.
Brick's starting to look a little more composed now. They looked like they were kind of out of it for 4 or 5 minutes now.
Zielinski, good ball across, and it's a diving header attempted by number 4, Howie Buell. He couldn't get to it. There's Buell right there. Good effort. Chris Cooper has just come back in for Brick, number 11. And this is goalkeeper Chris Gillis. Andrews. Finally chased down by Facette. Shielded well, little contact. And he kept control, but they're going to call the foul. They're going to call it against Jackson. Mike Costa's on the far side of the field pulling his hair out. He couldn't believe it. Mike is up and pacing now. I was wondering when he'd be up.
Bob, Mike's been up and pacing since 2 minutes gone in the first quarter.
It's amazing. There he is right there. It's amazing he still has that full head of hair because any time the whistle blows, he's pulling the hair out. I think he paces because it's getting cold out there. He's got those little shorts on. Here comes Brick looking to tie things up. They're not going to do it that way. The shot missed, hit by Zielinski. In his defense, so Dave, I think right before he shot it, hit a little clump of grass and bounced up on him.
The field is very, very rough, right around there, too, right around the goal line stance area. And I think it's just wreaking havoc with the forwards there. But it was not a bad shot to take, not a bad shot to attempt. He just missed it.
Good skill there. Settled down beautifully by Lafredo. Andrews comes back, takes it away. Hugh Miller, little one-touch, good pass. Andrews back to Hugh Miller. He plays it out wide, good build up here. Sean Lewis cuts it back, good ball. Andrews, and offside the call. Hugh Miller with a little one-touch at midfield started the whole play.
A nice touch to the outside. Used the outside of his foot, pushed it right out there to number 18. That's Sean Lewis. Crossed the ball nicely, but had someone offsides.
2 minutes left, first half. Tommy Andrews scored for Jackson. That's been it. Jackson on top 1-0. And that's going to be a hold called against Jackson. Brick will get the ball. And a hold called against number 15, Gunnar Isaacson. And here's the free kick. They flight it out towards the right wing. And Buell earns a corner for his team with 1:16 showing on the clock. And this time they go with the short corner, a diving header cleared out by Tybal, but love to see it.
Yep.
Jackson packing the goal area, try to pull him out with the short one. Lafredo will take it. Under a minute, 52 seconds left, first half. Good ball, and nice play by the goalkeeper. No problem, though, for Chris Gillis.
Gillis read it well.
Takes his time. 35 seconds remaining, first half. Andrews plays it back. 20 seconds left. Cooper. Good ball outside. Can Buell get to it? No. And cleared upfield by number 14, Schwaninger. 3-2, that's going to do it. And there's the whistle ending the first half of play. A good half of play it has been, but Jackson leading it by the score of 1-0. We hope you'll stay with us. Dave Schofield and I will be back with more in just a minute. Welcome back to Brick Township High School for more of the TV34 High School Soccer Match of the Week. We are at halftime in the match between the Brick Township Green Dragons and the Jaguars from Jackson Township High School. Brick trailing it by the score of 1-0, and let's take a look at the scoring summary, Dave.
The scoring, all of it at the second quarter here. Tommy Andrews gets the goal at 9:34 of the second quarter, and the assist came from Andy Weinstein, the freshman back, number 10. Pushed the ball forward. Shots on goal now are Jackson 7, Brick 4. Jackson leads 1-0.
And a tough break for Brick on that goal because it almost looked like they were going to make it save. The ball just kind of trickled in, and it actually possibly went off of the foot of the Brick defender. We're going to try to take another look at it. And here it is here.
Here comes Weinstein, and he pushes the ball forward. Andrews picks it up here, and he either pushes it forward or the Brick player pushes it forward. But the assist coming from Weinstein, a little chip forward. Andrews picked it up, pushed it in.
Just kept rolling and rolling. Hugh Miller was right there, and actually, from our vantage point, it looked like just before it went into the net that the Brick defender touched it, but I kind of thought it was going in anyway, so we'll give it to Andrews. And Rich Finnerty has had his halftime talk with his team. They trail at 1-0. the first time these two teams played earlier in the season, it was Jackson 2 and Brick Township 1.
In overtime.
In overtime, so there's no question they're two very evenly balanced teams.
Bob, Brick seemed to get a little bit unraveled there after the Jackson goal and slightly before. They seem to regain their composure, and I look for Brick to come back strong this half.
Well, in the first quarter, Brick really controlled things in the midfield. Second quarter pretty much belonged to Jackson. That's a handball called on the far side. And the kick will be taken by number 6, the left back, Chris Parise. Andrews tried to settle it. Nice ball. Brick looks like they're going to try to break out a little quicker, at least early in the second half. They were walking the ball up the field most of that second quarter. Good build-ups in the midfield, but they couldn't turn them into goals. See if they up the pace at all. Of course, you see that happen also, Dave, early in the beginning of a quarter. Any half teams come out and they're kind of charged up a little.
I think then they realize how tired they get running like that, and they sort of settle back into a little more controlled game.
Joe Rebecca, the official, says throw in Brick. Weinstein got the assist on the first goal. He'll take this throw in. Second half just underway. Jackson on top 1-0. There's a mistake. Anytime you let the ball bounce, it can be dangerous, and Brick got away with that one. Joe Rebecca calls the foul. Bill Carroll said play on, but the foul called against number 1, Longobardi of Brick, for jumping in. I think a good call by Rebecca that time. Particularly in the midfield, that kind of settles things down and stops some problems later on.
Gets her mind back on the game.
Dangerous ball, flighted in, and a little contact.
Well played by Gilligan.
George Vidalis of Jackson bumped into Gilligan, and he'll think twice before he goes in there the next time. He took quite a shot. Check that was number 15, Isaacson, who bumped into Gilligan. Clark, plenty of space. The Jackson forwards running away. That makes it tough. As the Brick defenders retreat, Jackson forwards should just kind of stop, put the brakes on momentarily.
With Clark bringing the ball across the field, he had nobody checking back to help him out. So he had to carry the ball a little bit farther. Gave the Brick defenders a lot more time to challenge him and make him cough it up.
Nice move, Lewis. And finally cleared right into the middle, but Brick will get away with it. Maybe. Hugh Miller. And he's offsides. Well, they say Hugh Miller was on, and when the shot was taken, try to get a look at the number. Looks like it was number 18.
Lewis.
Sean Lewis was in the offside position from the right wing.
Hugh Miller can pull the trigger, though, can he?
He let that one go quickly. There's somebody checking back for Brick. That's number 4, Howie Buell. But now Jackson looking for goal number 2. And the Jaguars will get the throw in. Andy Weinstein again. 15:57 remaining, third quarter. Jackson 1, Brick Township nothing. And they say that number 10, Weinstein, lifted his back foot, foul throw. And again, Brick put someone right on that sideline.
That could be the reason. Shakes him up a little bit in an effort to avoid the person standing right in front of you. You lift the foot and foul throw.
That's kind of at your own risk, I think. I've seen it happen where players will have a guy stand right on that line on a throw, and then the thrower just levels and throws it right in their face.
Make you move.
And that's a hold. So Brick will get the free kick. And Joe Rebecki stops the clock. Let's see if he's going to pull a yellow card or talk to his partner.
Summit conference here, Bob.
Looks like Joe's going to talk to his partner, Bill Carroll. No, he's going to talk to someone on the Brick team. Number 13, Joe Zielinski. No card pulled, and I love to see that when officials stop the game, talk to the guy, let everybody know here's your warning, and you don't have to pull that card.
It has the same effect without without putting the player in jeopardy of getting thrown out of the game if he gets another card.
Longobardi shields it, plays it back. And Lafredo put that one well over the top. So with 15 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Jackson still on top 1-0. Jackson will have the goal kick. They go short. And Weinstein plays it right back to his goalkeeper, Chris Gillis. And Gillis with a nice punt. And that'll be a dangerous play. That one's going to go against Sean Lewis.
Here's another instance, Bob, where I'd really like to see teams go short. Start the build-up.
Okay, Coach Schofield, I listen to you. And they put some pressure on. And Brick will get a throw-in out of it. It's better than just flighting it in the box and having it headed out.
Make the defenders come to you.
Here comes Andrews. Good marking over there by Servino. Hugh Miller has been quiet. Bernstein gets it over number 13. Zielinski plays it wide. Brick using the entire field, spread him out.
Aggressive team, Brick. They never say die. They keep coming at you.
Nice play by the goalkeeper off the line. He's out. And the shot blocked. So Brick putting the pressure on.
Keeping it in.
Oh, smart play there. Prevented the corner. It'll be a throw. But another good save by Chris Gillis came off the line there. Header's flicked on, but Andrews there, and he clears it. Love to see the striker come all the way back to defend. Hugh Miller on the run. Hugh Miller gets inside the 18, left foot drive and save. Gilligan calmly came off his line. Hugh Miller took it well, but Gilligan right there. And there we see Hugh Miller a little more in the middle of the field, Dave. They're trying to get him the ball. Right now he looks like he's playing that center striker position. They've moved Andrews out to the left side. Oh, nice move. Good effort by number 18, Sean Lewis, but couldn't come up with it.
I'm real impressed with the poise of this number 10, Andy Weinstein. Playing a difficult position there for a freshman, the right back, and he's playing very well today.
Well, that's number 18, Sean Lewis right there. Good effort. Stepped around the defender, almost kept it on. Had he been able to keep it on, he would have been able to knock it across. You never know what'll happen. Lafredo. Zielinski plays it wide. Nice build-up, good ball. But again, cleared out. Tybal was the man who cleared it. Now Jackson counters. Pace a little quicker. Palmer knocked that one into touch. Throw in for the Jaguars with 11 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Third quarter, Jackson leads it 1-0. Tommy Andrews scoring at the 9:34 mark of the second quarter. Well played, evenly matched game. And they let it bounce, but some contact inside, a jumping in foul called against Jackson. And it looks like both of the players shaken up on that one.
They got each other's heads on that one, Bob.
Well, you start getting caught up in the air, banging heads, you know there's going to be some pain. I can't see the number of the injured player. Looks like it's number 12. He's up. Ken Farnsworth.
And Isaacson was the other one involved.
We are at Bricktown High School. This is our TV 34 high school soccer match of the week. And Gilligan resumes the action with that free kick. And that one's going to be a foul called against Brick, a push against Lafredo. Let's see if Jackson goes long or they elect to go short. Plenty of space in front of the Brick defense. But it looks like they're going to try to chip it in and run onto it. Good ball. Gilligan off the line. Snares it. Good hands by Gilligan. Good concentration. Can't teach that courage on the high balls, can you, Coach?
That's something you got to be born with. What impressed me on this was not so much the save, although it was a great save, was the way Gilligan became the first man in the Brick offense. He gets the ball out and he gets it to somebody who can do something with it up front.
Sepsic plays it back. This is Sepsic. Mellett. Powers through. This is Mellett. Give it up quickly. Mellett held a little too long, Dave, that time. 13, Zielinski would have been offside.
He would have been off.
Unless he came back.
And he came back. Smart move by Zielinski. Sure was. He realized he was in offside position and came back.
And a good piece of officiating by Bill Carroll to not blow that whistle until the ball was played forward. It never was.
Sometimes the most impressive call in a game is a non-call.
Andrews plays it back. This is Gilligan. Just past midfield. Joe Rebecki with a call there. I didn't see that one. Foul against number 7, Todd Sepsic.
I believe it was Mike Tybel. Fouls against Jackson.
Okay, thank you. Right, for Jackson. I'm looking at the wrong side of the roster here. And Jackson clears it out. Chris Parise, temporarily anyway. Throw in by number 3, Bob Lafredo. They flick it on in front, but heads up play as Gillis came off the line. Parise slows it down. Good composure in the back. Don't be too careful there or too fancy in the back, particularly when you play it to your stopper right in the middle.
Looked like number 16 for Brick, Dan Mellett, kind of smelled that one out. He was sneaking his way in there toward Gillis so that if anybody tried to pass it back to him, he could at least make an effort. Challenge the keeper for the ball.
Chris Cooper, number 11, just came back on for Brick. 7:07 remaining third quarter. Long ball down the left side. Hugh Miller in a foot race. Servino doing the defending. Hugh Miller waits for some help, goes far post. And they head it down. Nice play. Good effort that time, particularly by Sean Lewis to just head that cross down and hope that one of his players would run onto it, and it was number 15, Isaacson, coming onto it, but once again, Gilligan there to make the save.
Number 18, Lewis, has been just a solid performer since he came into the game in the latter part of the first quarter.
And they play it to the flag, but Hugh Miller can't catch up with it. There's number 18. Sean Lewis has done a great job at the outside right position for Jackson. Just headed that long cross by Hugh Miller down and almost resulted in a goal. 6 minutes left, third quarter. You can see it's slippery over there. Taken away, good play. Played out wide, but too wide, nobody there. That one's going to run into touch. Weinstein throw in into the arms of Chris Gillis. Both goalkeepers have come up with some outstanding saves this afternoon. Sepsic. Played inside, watch out. Hugh Miller right there, but the goalkeeper Neil Gilligan came out, had that knee up high. Tybal calmly plays it wide. Andrews is going to try to poke it to Hugh Miller. He does it. Hugh Miller almost a handball. He's going to crank it up. Left foot drive, blocked. Good effort, far side. That's number 15, Isaacson. Isaacson keeps possession, being hounded there by number 11, Chris Cooper. And let's see, Joe Rebecki is pointing up the field. Now he's pointing corner kick. Okay, it will be a corner for Jackson. Either that or a foul. There's the story. Jackson leads it 1-0. 3 minutes, 50 seconds remaining, third quarter.
Been a quiet quarter.
And it will be a corner kick. Chris Paris. In-swinger. An obstruction to call against Jackson. So Joe Rebecki makes the call. It'll be an indirect free kick for Brick inside the 18. Neil Gilligan takes all the goal kicks. All the free kicks.